Today, we have a very special person as a chief guest for SDG4. We have with us Mr. Ramanathan, who has served as the first mission director of Untitled Innovation Mission, an additional secretary at Niti Aayog, a flagship national innovation and entrepreneurship initiative launched by the PMO Government of India. As the mission director of Untitled Innovation Mission, he has been instrumental in the launch and execution of several nationwide innovation and entrepreneurship initiatives, resulting in 10,000 plus adult tinkering labs being established in schools nationwide, with 8,700 plus currently operational in 650 plus districts and 4 million plus students having access to innovative technologies like 3D printers, robotics, IoT, electronics, do-it-yourself kits. 75 plus adult incubation centers selected with 68 plus operational in university industry with 2050 plus startups, 640 plus women-led startups. 20 adult community innovation centers being established in Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, rural India. 56 adult New India ARIs, applied research and innovation for small enterprises. Challenge winners selected creating Make in India product service innovations with ministries of India. One of the largest mentors of change networks with over 5,000 plus mentors nationwide to mentor school students and startups. 40 plus corporate, NGO, public sector and international innovation partnerships of Untitled Innovation Mission. He joined TCS in 1981, graduating from IIT Mumbai in electrical engineering and played an instrumental role in the growth of TCS. He is a Harvard Business School alumni, accredited in sustainability leadership by Cambridge University and has an honorary doctorate awarded by Gujarat Law Society. He was awarded the 2019 National Digitalist of the Year by SAP Mint, the 2020 Outstanding National Public Service Award by Confederation of MSME. He has received the Most Valuable CEO Award from Business World India twice in a row, Asia Outstanding CEO Award from CMO Asia, Singapore, Rajiv Gandhi Shiromani and Indira Gandhi Sadbhavana Awards. GCPIT is proud to have you with us today, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Aparna ji, for that very generous introduction, and thank you, Santosh ji, for inviting me on this very important launch of the GCPIT promotion for innovation, particularly for the MSME industries. Before I continue, I want to wish everybody happy Ganesh Chaturthi. It is indeed a festival that is celebrated with great pomp and splendor and joy across the country. And it represents our prayers to the Almighty to remove all obstacles in our path. And one of the biggest obstacles that is standing in our way is the COVID-19 crisis that has been permeating various countries and is creating national lockdowns. It has created a fear of uncertainty of tomorrow. And I do hope that every one of you is attending this call today are all safe and hearty and healthy in spite of these difficult COVID-19 circumstances, and that all of you are following the safeguards advocated by your local institution, by your local health authorities, or by the local government. Indeed, the topic is one of great interest. We are a country of 1.3 billion people. But more importantly, we are also a country which is one of the youngest countries of the world. We are more than 65% of our country under 35 years old. We're more than 50% of our country under 25 years old. We have what they call as a demographic dividend, which is the advantage that many other countries don't have. We'll continue to remain a young country for the next 10 to 20 years. Now that's an awesome amount of energy, youthful energy, coursing through our country and through our nation, and has the ability to transform not only individual lives, but the lives of the people around us, of society, of our country, and of the world in general. And what is very important is, how can we tap this demographic dividend, this envy of many a country, into a powerful transformational force? And that is why the Untitled Innovation Mission that I have been part of, and I was part of, is indeed the focus of, under the Honorable Prime Minister's vision, was how do you create and promote an ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship across the length and breadth of our country. Because, my dear people who are attending this call, we have 1.4 million schools. We have 10,500 engineering and related institutions. We have over 39,000 colleges. We have 150 million young students who will be entering into the workplace over the next 5 to 10 years. And we need to ensure that they are empowered with the knowledge of the latest tools and technologies that are shaping the world. In fact, technology is changing the very shape of the world that we are living in. It is changing the way you are experiencing the world, and the world is experiencing you. Technology has become affordable, accessible, available, and advanced. So you have technologies like 3D printing, which is revolutionizing the way you can manufacture, conceptualize, define, prototype, and manufacture a product right in front of your eyes from your small kirana store, from your small classroom, from your own home, or from a small manufacturing plant that need not have very sophisticated facilities. You're having robotics, which is driving the next degree of productivity and automation across the world. Robotics is being employed in agriculture, in horticulture, in water management, in waste management, name any area, wherever you can eliminate mundane tasks and can automate and speed up the activity and be able to make it more reliable, robotics has a play. Internet of Things is being integrated into man, machine, device, soil, and space. And these sensor technologies are now creating large streams of data that can be analyzed by us and taken action upon for creating innovations that we did not imagine earlier. 5G communications, wireless communication, satellite communications, and other forms of communication are enabling large volumes of data to be transmitted at lightning speeds. So now you're having the ability to generate large amounts of data because of sensor and IoT technologies, and you're having a large amounts of data transmission capability. And then you have huge computing capability, which fits in the size of your pocket because of quantum computing, supercomputing, or nano computing. We have augmented reality and virtual reality enabling new applications. And in fact, just yesterday, I saw the release of the Ray-Ban Facebook glasses. And that's just a glass that you wear, a goggles type of glass, and you're able to take pictures, you're able to speak to it, you're able to do everything that you can without holding a particular computer. Now, that's the sort of changes that are happening in technology, and this was released only yesterday. So my dear people who have joined this particular audience, we are living in a watershed moment in our history where innovation and entrepreneurship and startups are going to play an immense role in the transformation of our world. Now, that is the opportunity for the MSME industry. The micro, small, and medium enterprises have a tremendous opportunity to be able to play a very important role in empowering our youth in our schools, in our universities, in our vocational training institutes, even in the industry, to be able to tap into this knowledge through their MSME efforts. Now, take for example, the Atal Tinkering Labs. We launched over 10,000 tinkering labs across the length and breadth of our country. Now, what do these tinkering labs do? They are dedicated innovation workspaces in schools. In schools where between 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, you are able to install the latest of equipment like 3D printers, robotics, IoT, miniaturized electronics, and augmented virtual reality through do-it-yourself kits. Now, these do-it-yourself kits are being manufactured by our MSME community. In fact, the Atal Innovation Mission has spawned hundreds of very innovative MSMEs who have grabbed upon this opportunity to create tinkering do-it-yourself kits for the entire schools where Atal Tinkering Labs have been implemented. Now, that does not stop there. Over the last couple of months, I have observed that many vendors have come who not only create education content that can leverage and that can ride upon these Atal Tinkering Lab do-it-yourself kits, but many of them are also supplying it independently to many schools. After all, we have 1.4 million schools in our country, and 10,000 Atal Tinkering Labs is just a drop in the ocean. We have the opportunity to establish a tinkering lab and empower our youth in our education in schools, in the 1.4 million schools, in the 10,500 engineering institutions, or in the 39,000 colleges that are there, to be able to learn about new technologies and be able to learn in their regional engineering languages. The NEP 2020 has very clearly said that the future of education is in creating problem solvers and innovators and entrepreneurs of the future. So this requires many MSMEs to contribute to this education innovation movement that we are seeing. Gone are the days where rote learning has been the one which everyone cherishes. We have always been focusing on rote learning, get good marks, go into a good university, get good marks again, go to a university abroad, and get good marks again and get into a job. we have learned to be great job seekers. And that is very good for our country so far. We have built a $190 to $200 billion ITS industry out of this passion for learning and education. But what brought us here is not going to take us further. What is going to take us further is if we are able to train our people and empower our young students and educate them into what goes into problem solving and innovative thinking. You see, every student is a born innovator. When they are born, nobody teaches them how to talk or to walk, but they see the world around. They stand up, they fall down, they stand up again, they fall down again. But every time they innovate and they learn to walk, they learn to run, they learn to participate in races, and they're soon winning national championships or even the Olympic championships. Nobody knows how to talk, but they see the world around and they make two and two together, see the pattern of lip movement and sounds coming out, start talking, experiment and innovate, and finally start speaking fluently. Now, this is something that we don't tend to elaborate on later on in our education system. So many of us in the educational system, because of our rote learning focus, start believing that we can't be innovators and we can't be the job creators of the future. But that is where the future lies. So there is a huge opportunity for our MSME industry to participate in the education revolution that is sweeping the world and sweeping our country. As the Honorable Prime Minister in his Atmanirbhar Bharat said, he identified 5 pillars which are so very important. And all of these 5 pillars will require MSMEs to focus on education related to how you can make these pillars strong. Let me elaborate on that. The first pillar is the pillar of demographic dividend. In that pillar of demographic dividend, the Honorable Prime Minister said, we need to empower our youth. And therefore, it is not surprising that in a COVID-19 year, we have had 4 edtech startups become unicorns from India. We have had 61 unicorns now come out of India. And and what are all the unicorns? They're all startups. They're all MSME companies. And in the last year, in the COVID-19 year, we had 21 unicorns being born, new unicorns being born. Now, isn't that an amazing thing for the MSME industry? We have 6 crore MSME units across our country. But that is a great opportunity for these MSMEs to leverage emerging technologies and the knowledge of technologies to empower in the education space, the engineering space, and even also in the vocational training space. You need to create, for example, using 3D printers, you can create various models of learning, which will accentuate and accelerate learning for the young student. 3D printers can create physical models for physics, chemistry, math for understanding them better. And that's what many MSME organizations are already employing it. You can have game development apps being developed by the MSME industry. Now, these game development apps enable you to learn about any topic, whether it is finance, agriculture, whether it is water management, and so on, by playing these games, which simulates learning and which enables you to move forward every step of the way to understanding a topic better. You can have complex topics like artificial intelligence being taught through gaming technology. Or you can have complex financial, rural finance, and how do you leverage rural finance, and so on and so forth, using gaming technology. So there is a huge opportunity, my dear people, in being able to tap our MSME industry, because there is also the second pillar, the pillar of demand. When you have 1.3 billion people spread across 715 districts and 650,000 villages, there is this huge opportunity of demand that needs to be addressed. And if the MSME industry doesn't pick it up, somebody else will. The third pillar is the pillar of infrastructure. The Honorable Prime Minister said that we need to have smart infrastructure, smart villages, smart districts, but more importantly, we need smart classrooms. We need smart universities. We need smart tech centers. We need smart centers of excellence. Now, that is a great opportunity for the MSME industry to tap into and create this smart infrastructure. And all smart infrastructure requires a combination of IoT technologies or 3D printing or robotics or miniaturized electronics and so on and so forth in order to make either your classroom or your content very smart. And the fourth pillar that we talked about is the pillar of socio-economic progress. Now, socio-economic progress means we address the digital divide, the economic divide, the divide between the haves and the have-nots. And unless we address that, we will not be able to grow as a nation. And this is part of the Sustainable Development Goals. While education itself is one of the important Sustainable Development Goals, through education, we also educate our people how to address the other education, other Sustainable Development Goals. And this is very important to bridge the socio-economic divide, in which education is going to play a very important role. In fact, all the students in Atal Tinkering Labs today, more than 4.5 million students who are using these tinkering labs, they are all aware of the Sustainable Development Goals. And they try to understand and implement them in their innovation. That's a huge opportunity for every MSME industry to be able to see how the new educational tools and technologies can be leveraged to create Sustainable Development Goal innovations. And finally, the pillar of technology which glues all of them. It is important that our students in the universities, as well as people who are joining the industry, they're aware of the latest technologies sweeping the landscape. If you are not aware of it, you will be left behind. But we are already seen as one of the knowledge capitals of the world. We already have more than 55,000 startups which have come out of our country, and these were all MSME organizations, and now 61 unicorns have been born out of them. We are having so many of our young students who are aspiring dreamers to create their own entrepreneurial organization. I want to thank the Global Council for Promotion of International Technology and Innovation for having brought this topic up, because there is a huge opportunity for the MSME industry here to tap into and to be able to leverage, not only for the benefit of India, but for the rest of the world. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to address a school in Africa, in Nairobi, in Kenya. And I was amazed to see that they have adopted Atal Tinkering Lab concepts into their operation. And they're having mentors of change from India who are assisting them in this process. That is what is the scope for the MSMEs. Local ingenuity with global impact. Whatever you do in India, you can go vocal for local, as the Prime Minister says, and you will have an opportunity to go global. I'm sure the MSME industry is going to benefit from all the changes that are happening in Atmanirbhar Bharat. And as the great Abdul Kalam said, dream big and you will achieve great things. Dream small and you'll be limited by your own dreams. So I advocate to all the MSME community, dream big and you will achieve great things. And as the great Swami Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and stop not till your goals are reached. So let us all arise to the challenges, but more importantly, the opportunities that are sweeping the landscape, especially in the area of education and empowerment. Let us awaken from within us that energy and that talent and that innovative capability that we have always had over the years, but which we are not allowed to express. But now the conditions are ripe. We have one of the fastest growing economies of the world. We have the youngest demographic dividend in the world, and we have affordable, accessible technology. So when you bring that combination, you can awaken from within you that talent to express itself, because there are venture capitalists who are willing to support you. And finally, let us stop not till the Atmanirbhar Bharat goals of India are reached. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share a few thoughts on this occasion.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. That was really amazing and an energizing session. And it's really great to know about the opportunities MSMEs have, which gives all the MSMEs a great hope in this tough situation we are going through. Thank you so much for joining us today, and also for all the support you have been giving to GCPIT. And happy Ganesh Chaturthi to you too.
Thank you. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everybody and to you. Thank you so much. Yeah.